Most people are trying to manifest like children trying to bake a cake without turning on the oven. They mix ingredients, they decorate the pan, they say affirmations over the batter, and then they stare at it, wondering why it's still liquid. The oven is assumption. Christmas teaches us this beautifully. No one hopes Christmas will come. It is assumed long before it arrives. Children don't ask, "Do you think Christmas will happen?" They plan their joy. They live from the end. They write lists. They count days. They speak as though it is done. And the inner world obeys. Now let me explain the core challenge that keeps people stuck. The real issue is not that you don't know how to manifest. It's that you keep postponing your inner acceptance. You keep saying, "I'll feel grateful when it happens. I'll feel peaceful when it arrives. I'll feel secure when I see proof." Christmas laughs softly at that logic, because the feeling comes first. The celebration is rehearsed before the event. The joy is practiced in advance. And because of that, the experience has no choice but to show up. Here is the secret that the wise mystics and teachers understood. Consciousness is the cause. Circumstances are the echo. What you consistently assume to be true hardens into fact, not through force, but through familiarity. Think about this. Christmas doesn't feel magical because of the gifts. The gifts feel magical because of the atmosphere created beforehand. The music, the lights, the expectation, the stories repeated year after year. The mood is assumed into existence, and manifestation works the same way. Now let me make this practical, because inspiration without application is just entertainment in a nice dress. The first step is this. Stop trying to manifest events and start manifesting states of being. You don't want money, you want relief. You don't want love, you want safety and delight. You don't want success, you want confidence and freedom. Christmas does not manifest toys, it manifests wonder. So ask yourself, very gently, if my desire were fulfilled, how would I move through today differently? Not dramatically, not like you won the lottery and quit your job mid-shift, but subtly. Would your shoulders relax? Would your breath deepen? Would your inner dialogue soften? That is the state you practice. The second step is assumption without strain. Children don't affirm Christmas all day. They don't chant, "Christmas is coming, Christmas is coming," until they're hoarse. They simply know. And knowing is quiet. If your affirmations feel desperate, they are canceling themselves out. Desire spoken from lack only magnifies lack. So instead, speak as though you're remembering something that's already decided. This always works out for me. I'm surprisingly supported. Things rearrange in my favor more often than I expect. Say it lightly. Say it playfully. Say it like someone who's not trying to convince anyone. The third step is what I call holy imagination. Not frantic visualization, but gentle rehearsal. Christmas morning is imagined long before it arrives. The mind visits it casually, repeatedly, without effort. So, before sleep, let your mind drift to a simple scene that implies fulfillment. Not fireworks, not drama. A quiet moment. You smiling to yourself. A text message. A relaxed conversation. The feeling of course. And then, and this is important, you let it go. Because just like Christmas, once the assumption is set, life handles the logistics. Now let me add a little humor here, because seriousness has never manifested anything joyful. You don't need to monitor the universe like a security guard. You don't need to check for signs every 5 minutes like you're waiting for a delivery driver. The seed grows underground whether you stare at the soil or not. Your job is not to dig it up and see if it's working. Your job is to stay in the mood of expectancy. Christmas doesn't argue with January. It arrives, does its work, and leaves evidence behind. And so will your desire. Here's something people miss. Christmas is not rushed. It has a season. And manifestation also has rhythm. When you stop interfering, things often arrive faster, not slower. Now, let me pause here and ask you to reflect quietly. Where have you been trying to force what only assumption can allow? Where have you been waiting for permission to feel good? You don't need permission. You are allowed to feel prosperous before the numbers change. You are allowed to feel loved before the phone rings. You are allowed to feel calm before the evidence appears. That is not denial. That is creation. Christmas proves it every year. And as you sit with this, notice something subtle shifting. A softening, a remembrance. Because deep down, you already know this. You've used this power unconsciously before. Now, you're simply learning to use it deliberately. Now let us go deeper. Because once the mind catches a glimpse of truth, it wants proof, examples, reassurance, and sometimes a gentle scolding. And I give all three with love. You see, the reason this works is not mystical fluff. It is law. Life cannot help but mirror the dominant mood you live in. Not the mood you visit once a week when you're inspired, but the one you quietly return to when no one is watching. Christmas works because people collectively agree on its meaning. There is no debate in the mind about whether it will come, and so it comes effortlessly. Your life, however, has been a negotiation, half hope, half doubt, half prayer, half panic. You say you want abundance, but you rehearse worry like it's a daily ritual. You say you want love, but you prepare for disappointment as if it's scheduled, and then you wonder why the results feel mixed. Let me be frank, because kindness without honesty is useless. Manifestation does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you expect. Desire is the invitation. Expectation is the command. Christmas desires nothing. It assumes everything. Now here's where people trip over their own good intentions. They try to use imagination as a tool to control life instead of allowing imagination to set the tone. They visualize with tension. They affirm with clenched teeth. They try to believe while secretly checking if it's working. That's not faith. That's surveillance. Faith is relaxed. Faith is calm. Faith is almost boring. Think of how dull it would be to sit around all year wondering if the sun will rise tomorrow. You don't affirm it. You don't visualize it. You don't ask for signs. You live as though it's settled. That is the level of certainty you are learning to practice. Gently, playfully, without strain. Now let me address something important, because someone listening is thinking, this sounds lovely, but my situation is serious. Bills are real. Pain is real. Time feels tight. I hear you. But let me offer you a radical idea. Seriousness is often the very thing blocking movement. The soul moves through ease, not tension. Have you noticed that the best ideas come when you're relaxed? The solutions appear when you stop forcing. That is not coincidence. That is alignment. Christmas is never tense. Even when things go wrong, the spirit survives. Burnt food, late guests, missing gifts. Yet somehow the mood carries on. Why? Because the assumption is stronger than the details. Apply this to your life. Stop micromanaging the how. Stop arguing with the timeline. Stop telling yourself long, dramatic stories about why it's hard. Instead, anchor yourself in a new inner agreement. Things resolve themselves for me in unexpected ways. Say it until it feels ordinary. Now let's talk about repetition, because repetition is how the subconscious learns. Christmas is repeated every year. Same songs, same colors, same stories. And because of repetition, the meaning sinks deep. You must do the same with your inner dialogue. If you've been repeating worry for years, don't be shocked that it feels familiar. Familiarity is not truth, it's habit. So choose new phrases that feel believable, not grand. I'm learning to trust life. I'm more supported than I realize. Something good is always unfolding, even when I can't see it yet. These are not lies. They are seeds, and seeds grow in silence. Now, here is a simple daily practice, and I want you to actually do it, not admire it like a pretty idea. At the end of each day, ask yourself one question. What worked today, no matter how small? A smile, a solved problem, a moment of peace. This trains the mind to expect good. Expectation is everything. The world rearranges itself around what you consistently notice. And let me warn you lovingly, Do not wait for dramatic proof before you commit to this way of being. Christmas does not wait for proof of joy. Joy prepares the way. If you say, "I'll relax when it happens," you delay it. Relaxation is the open door. Now let's talk about timing, because impatience is the thief of miracles. Christmas is never early. It is never late. It arrives precisely when the calendar agrees, and manifestation works the same way. There is an appointed hour, determined by the moment your inner state stabilizes. Stabilize the state, and the event follows, not the other way around. This is why forcing never works. You cannot pull fruit off a tree before it ripens. You can only water the soil and trust the process. So if nothing seems to be happening, do not despair. Roots grow before leaves appear. Let me say something that may sting a little but will free you greatly. Complaining is a declaration of faith in the unwanted. Every time you rehearse what's wrong, you are assuming it deserves attention. Christmas ignores November. You must learn to ignore conditions that contradict your assumption, not by denying them, but by refusing to give them emotional authority. You can pay a bill without worshipping it. You can solve a problem without dramatizing it. Calm is power. Now, I want you to do something very simple after this video ends. Just one thing. Choose one area of your life and decide, quietly, that it is settled, not fixed, not solved, settled, as though a decision has been made behind the scenes. Then act normally. No announcements, no explaining, no arguing with yourself. That is how things shift. And if you stumble, if doubt creeps in, laugh. Truly laugh. Christmas is not cancelled because someone has a bad day. Neither is your manifestation. Persistence is not effort. It is return. You return to the assumption again and again, gently, until it feels natural. Now, before we close, let me remind you of something deeply important. You are not trying to become worthy. You already are. You are not convincing life to give you something. You are allowing yourself to receive what aligns with your true nature. Life is generous by design, and when you align with that truth, it cannot withhold itself from you. So if this message stirred something in you, don't rush past it. Sit with it. Try one small shift today. Speak one kinder assumption. Release one anxious habit. Practice one moment of expectancy. And if this resonated, let yourself stay connected. Share your experience. Speak it into being. Join others who are remembering what you are remembering now. Because once you understand the secret of Christmas, you realize it was never about one day. It was about how creation works. And now you know. And no matter how fancy or humble your life looks right now, you're always sending instructions. The issue is that most people send the wrong ones. They whisper fear, but expect abundance. They shout doubt, but expect miracles. They pray for open doors while simultaneously reinforcing every emotional deadbolt. The 7 commands I'm about to share are not magical spells. They're not tricks. They're not rituals or woo-woo illusions. They are laws of direction, simple, powerful instructions that align your mind, your emotions, your actions, and the invisible forces around you. You are always commanding something. These 7 simply help you command what you actually want instead of accidentally summoning chaos. So let's start with the first command. Say it out loud if you can. Whisper it if you must. But don't just hear it, offer it. Command number 1. Let it come. Yes, that's it. Simple. But don't mistake simplicity for weakness. This command works like a universal yes. Most people block their blessings with worry, fear, micromanaging outcomes, and trying to figure out the exact route their good must take. You want something, then you immediately create a mental list of reasons you can't have it. You ask for opportunities, then panic at the slightest discomfort. You pray for a blessing, then start rehearsing your disappointments before anything even happens. Let it come. This command opens the gate. It declares that you are ready, available, and willing to receive without strangling the process. When you say let it come, you release your tight grip on how and when your good must appear. You stop forcing and start flowing. Think of it like planting a seed. You don't dig it up every day asking, "Are you growing yet? Are you sure? Are you okay down there?" No. You allow the process to happen because you trust that life knows how to produce after its kind. The moment you say, "Let it come," you stop being an obstacle to your own answered desire. Command number 2, make it clear. Oh yes, this one is important. Some of the things people ask for are so vague, even the universe needs corrective lenses. You want a better life? What part? You want money? How much? You want love? From who? You want peace? Defined how? If your desire sounds like a blurry watercolor painting, don't be shocked when your results come out looking like abstract art. When you say make it clear, you're not demanding clarity from the outside world, you're demanding clarity from yourself. You're saying, "I'm ready to know what I really want, not what I think I should want, not what people expect me to want, not what looks good on paper. I want the truth." You'd be surprised how much stress disappears the moment you get honest with yourself. Most confusion is just unspoken truth shaking inside you. When you command clarity, your mind starts aligning with one direction instead of 50. Your decisions get sharper, your steps get firmer, your emotions calm down because they finally know what mission they're on. Clarity is power. And when you command it, you stop stumbling in the dark, bumping your shin on every emotional piece of furniture in your life. Command number 3, remove what blocks me. Now, this is where things get spicy. Because everyone loves additions but hates subtractions. Everyone wants the new, but few are willing to let go of the stale, the expired, the comfortable but destructive, the familiar but toxic. And yet, you cannot receive with full hands. You cannot rise while chained. You cannot enter new seasons dragging old fears behind you like luggage you never unpacked. Remove what blocks me. When you speak this, you are giving permission for your life to be rearranged. You're authorizing exit doors for anything that stands in the way of your growth habits, fears, limiting beliefs, people, environments, excuses, or emotional clutter. Now hear this. Removal doesn't mean destruction. It means release. It means things shift. People relocate. Paths redirect. Opportunities change shape. You don't lose anything meant for you. But you will lose what was holding you back, and you must be okay with that. Growth requires subtraction just as much as addition. And here's the truth. Some things can only leave your life when you stop protecting them. Command number 4, guide me to the next step. Because sometimes the problem isn't desire, it's direction. You want the big picture, but life gives you breadcrumbs. And you get frustrated because you want a full GPS route, but you're only given the next 5 feet. And that's enough. That's always enough. Guidance is never given all at once. It's given in increments, because if you saw everything at once, half of you would run away, and the other half would sabotage the process. Guide me to the next step, not to the end, not to the entire journey, just the next clear move. This command activates intuition, ideas, clarity, nudges in your mind, opportunities that appear exactly when you need them. People who show up with timing so perfect you'd swear it was planned. When you're overwhelmed, this command rescues you from paralysis. When you're confused, it gives you direction. When you're afraid, it reduces the journey to something manageable. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step, you just need to trust the ground under your feet. Now let's talk about why these commands matter. Because you might be thinking, are these just fancy phrases? No, these commands work because the human mind obeys instructions. Your thoughts follow direction. Emotion follows thought. Action follows emotion. And your results follow action. You are reordering your internal universe with the words you choose. And when you align internally, the external world responds. Your life right now is built from the thoughts you repeated, the emotions you rehearsed, the beliefs you practiced, the fears you invested in, and the limitations you agreed to. But the moment you begin commanding differently, the architecture of your life begins to shift. So now that you understand the mechanics, the psychology, the logic, and yes, the spiritual law behind these commands, Let's bring this closer to your day-to-day life. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and instead of grabbing your phone and doom scrolling into anxiety, you speak the first command. Let it come. Imagine starting your day with openness instead of worry. Instead of tightening up, you expand. Instead of bracing for the worst, you allow the best. Then, imagine asking for clarity before making decisions. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop panicking about outcomes. You start trusting your inner wisdom more than other people's noise. Then imagine releasing everything blocking your path. Habits shift. Your energy lightens. Peace returns. Suddenly, the things that used to drain you either transform or disappear. You breathe differently. And then guidance shows up. Ideas drop into your mind without forcing. You know what to do next, not because someone told you, but because something deeper inside you unlocked. You become steady, confident, purposeful, directed. Life starts moving again. And listen, try at least one of these commands today. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. Because nothing changes until you give it permission. Now that your mind is open, your spirit is lighter, and the fog has started to lift, let's step into the next part of your transformation. You've already seen how powerful your words can be. Not when used as decoration, but when used as direction. The next 3 commands build on that power. Together, they complete a framework that can unlock anything you want in life, not by magic, but by alignment. Command number 5. Show me proof. Now yes, I know. This one sounds bold. It sounds like you're talking to the universe like it owes you a receipt. But hear me out, because this command is not about arrogance, it's about awareness. The truth is, you're surrounded by proof already. Proof that you've survived things you thought would break you. Proof that doors have opened in moments you didn't expect. Proof that opportunities appeared out of nowhere. Proof that you're guided more than you realize. But when life gets heavy, your mind forgets. It focuses on fear. It zooms in on what's missing. It forgets what's working. So this command is a request to see what's already in motion. It sharpens your sight. It helps you recognize alignment where you previously saw coincidence. And the more you see proof, the more your faith grows, not blind hope, but experiential confidence. And when you believe something is possible, you take actions aligned with that belief. Fear stops controlling the steering wheel. Doubt stops running the show. You start walking with expectation instead of hesitation. When you say, "Show me proof," you're really saying, "Reveal what's already unfolding for me so I can keep moving with strength." And trust me, once you ask for proof, life will show it to you in ways so precise you'll wonder how you missed it before. A conversation, a message, a moment of clarity, an opportunity, a sudden idea, all of it counts. The proof is never random. You just weren't tuned in before. Command number 6. Strengthen my belief. Because let's be honest, your desires are strong, but your belief is sometimes a little wobbly. And that's not an insult, that's human nature. You have moments of, "Yes, I can do this," followed by moments of, "Actually, maybe not." Your belief rises and falls like Wi-Fi signal in a thunderstorm. One day you feel unstoppable. The next day, you can't even muster the energy to believe you deserve a fraction of the good you're asking for. That's why this command is essential. Belief is the power source of manifestation, of action, of persistence, of transformation. Without belief, you stop too early. Without belief, you sabotage opportunities. Without belief, you shrink instead of stretch. Without belief, you tolerate what was meant to be temporary. So when you say, "Strengthen my belief," you're opening yourself to growth from the inside out. You're allowing your confidence to be reinforced, your mindset to be rebuilt, your doubts to be dissolved. This command doesn't make the journey easier, it makes you stronger. And that's what matters. A strengthened belief system turns obstacles into puzzles instead of threats. It makes you resilient. It makes you focused. It gives you the courage to keep going even when nothing around you looks promising yet. Belief makes the difference between quitting and breakthrough. And yes, it can be strengthened. You're not stuck with whatever belief level you were handed at birth. You can build it, you can expand it, you can reinforce it. And the more you do, the more your life responds to your inner certainty. Command number 7, open the way. The final command, the one that ties everything together. This is the command of movement, the command of alignment, the command that says, where there is blockage, create a path. Where there is delay, activate progress. Where there is confusion, reveal direction. Where there is stagnation, release momentum. Open the way is the declaration of someone who is done waiting, someone who is done begging, someone who is done shrinking, hiding, doubting, and tiptoeing through life as if they don't have the right to take up space. When you say, open the way, you are calling for paths to clear, doors to appear, opportunities to align, and your steps to be guided into ease. Not struggle ease, but alignment ease. The kind of ease that feels like, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. This command works because movement is natural. Life is always trying to move you. But fear, doubt, stubbornness, trauma, and overthinking become emotional traffic jams. When you say, open the way, you're letting the lights turn green again. Now let me show you how these 7 commands work together in real time. Imagine you're facing a goal, something big, something meaningful, something that scares you a little. You begin with, let it come. You soften your energy. You open your hands. You stop resisting. Then you ask, make it clear. Now you're focused. You're intentional. You know what you want and why you want it. Then you speak, remove what blocks me. Suddenly the old excuses crumble. The old doubts lose power. The emotional clutter starts to clear. Next, you ask, guide me to the next step. And little by little, the path reveals itself. The ideas come, the direction arrives. Then you say, show me proof. And suddenly you start noticing signs, alignments, opportunities that were invisible before. Then you speak, strengthen my belief. You become steady, strong, unshakable. And finally, you command, open the way. And life begins to move in ways that feel almost orchestrated for your growth. This isn't just motivational talk. It's not just positive thinking. These commands create a psychological shift, a spiritual shift, an energetic shift. They align every layer of your being, your thoughts, your expectations, your emotions, your decisions. When those align, your life follows. But let's bring all this back to you, right now. Because here's the truth. You have dreams you haven't even admitted out loud. You have desires you've pushed aside because life got busy, or heavy, or disappointing. You have gifts that are still waiting for you to step into them. And you have strength you haven't tapped into yet. You're not here to live life on the sidelines. You're not here to watch other people get blessed while you clap politely from the back. You're not here to survive. You're here to expand, to grow, to evolve, to create, to command. You deserve a life that feels aligned, peaceful, purposeful, and abundant, not because someone tells you so, but because you finally decide to claim it. And yes, the struggle you've been facing is real. You're not imagining the weight, the frustration, the stuckness. You've wrestled with doubt. You've questioned your timing. You've wondered why things take so long for you. You've had days where you felt invisible, unheard, unrecognized. Days where you woke up already tired of fighting battles no one else sees. But hear this clearly. Struggle is not a sign that you are failing. It's a sign that something inside you is trying to grow. The pressure you feel is proof of expansion. The frustration you feel is proof that you are outgrowing your old life. The discomfort you feel is proof that your spirit is tired of smallness and wants to stretch. That's why these commands speak to you so deeply. They resonate with where you are and where you're going. They're not just instructions, they're invitations. Invitations to align with the life that's been calling you. But the question now is simple. What will you do with this? Because inspiration without action is just spiritual entertainment. It feels good for a moment, but changes nothing. You don't need more motivation. You need movement. So here's the first action. Choose one command today. Not all 7, just one. Pick the one your spirit reacts to the most, the one that feels like medicine, the one that makes your shoulders drop because you know it's exactly what you need. Use it throughout your day. Say it out loud, whisper it, think it, write it, repeat it until it starts rewiring something inside you, and then watch what shifts, watch what unfolds, watch what aligns. Now, before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. The power in these commands isn't in how loudly you say them, it's in how deeply you believe them. Speak them with certainty. Speak them with authority. Speak them as someone who knows that life responds to direction. And if this message lifted you, helped you, opened your eyes, or sparked something inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Share your experience in the comments. Tell me which command hit you hardest. Tell me what you're ready to unlock. And if you want more messages like this, more guidance, more wisdom, more tools to transform your life, make sure you subscribe, follow, or stay connected. Your journey is just beginning, and what's ahead for you is far greater than what's behind you. So step into it boldly, speak into it confidently, command it into existence bravely. Your life is waiting for your instruction. Open the way.